Hey guys, Max here. Here is overly hyped product called Rayneo Air 2S. And I really mean it, overly hyped. I was sold on it. I watched so many videos on YouTube, and the reviews are so positive on them that I ended up buying them too. Now, this does have that film protector on it that I did not take, and I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion. Now, the whole XR experience for me is I purchased originally X-Real, and I'll show you which one I purchased, which was, and as you can see, I returned it. So X-Real AR glasses, um, X-Real Air AR, which had positive reviews at that point, and I purchased it June 3rd, 2023. These were extremely disappointing, but it kind of gave me a taste into what XR glasses could do. The problem with X-Real ones, the edges were blurry, and the same time there was noticeable stuttering. Like the scene changes or watching movies, especially if it's like rapid scenes, it just felt so nauseating. You could almost see like frames by frame. It's like so delayed. So I ended up returning it, and I ended up buying Rokid Max AR glasses July 1st, literally like right after it. And absolutely love these glasses. I did not have the same issue with the stuttering. I did enable 120 hertz on it. The image is super bright. I did not have to deal with reflection as much as I did with X-Real. Like it's just the reflection on X-Real was absolutely annoying. At the same time, I purchased this accessory, which allows me to charge and use the glasses at the same time. And then when Rokid introduced this, I did pre-order it, which took forever to get it. I do not recommend getting this because I still can't get Netflix on it, and Netflix is the one that I use the most. But it gave me a taste of something that's portable, and I did not have to connect this to a phone. And at the same time, when it kind of came out in 2023, that was before iPhone 15 Pro Max or 15 Pro, which still had the lightning cable. So I kind of used these with an Android phone, especially Samsung phone, enabling DeX experience, and it just opened up a new doorway to something that's much more interesting. But the biggest negative for these for me is the speakers. While I could still hear what I'm watching, especially like if I'm watching a TV show or movie on Netflix, I'm still able to hear things, but it's just not loud enough, especially when comparing to like Quest 3, or I also have the Apple Vision Pro. Now, Apple Vision Pro speakers are just mind-blowing. Here, you get the basic experience. It's not something that's going to blow you away, but it's there. The speakers are right here. I mean, there is an option of using wireless headphones, which I have so many of them. Especially like if I'm using an iPhone, I could use the AirPods Pro 2, or I just have a lot of headphones, and in-ear and outer ear. But then I started getting interested, especially like I said, I do have Quest 3. The only thing that I don't like about Quest 3 is LCD. So the blacks aren't true black, kind of you can see the grayness, and I feel like in 2024, basically almost 2025, we're so advancing with technology that LCD shouldn't be used in VR goggles, or it should be much more like advanced. Like the image quality should be much better, which Apple Vision Pro uses OLED panels. Now, Obviously, the difference between these and Apple Vision Pro, I'm not even comparing them. It's like completely different realms from one to another, because I paid like over 5 grand for Apple Vision Pro, and I also had to get Apple Care for it just because it's so expensive, and there was a lot of crackgate or whatever they call it. There's some issues at that point back in February and March, so I had to kind of prepare myself with Apple Care. But it's huge. While you could still enjoy content on it, at the same time it's really heavy, and that's not something that I would consider using in public. Absolutely not. I'm not going to be one of those people walking around with Apple Vision Pro on my head. But sometimes you just want to sit down or lay down and watch something, and these are perfect for that. Like Quest 3, for the longest, you only were able to use it pretty much in a standing or sitting position, while Apple Vision Pro has been a few steps ahead with the way you're able to watch things, but still, there's a lot of limitation to the weight and the price of the device. At the same time, it is more fragile because the front of it is like glass. So these are a lot more affordable, and it makes sense to get into something like this on the go. Like, you connect it, you watch it, you enjoy it, it's great. Problem with Roku again is the speakers. They're not as loud, and I kind of don't want to use headphones. Like, I don't want to add extra weight onto my hand, which is something that Apple Vision Pro is definitely not doing great on because it's really heavy. So I started looking into advancing something because, I'm into the whole tech. I have a lot of tech gadgets. So I was trying to get maybe, there's something better out there. It's been a year, the technology is rapidly advancing. So I started looking into Virtual Pro XR, but 135-inch display. Yeah, they use also Sony lenses, and there's a lot of things good about them, but these stood out. They're made by TCL. From what I understand as I was looking into it, and it also has Sony lenses in it. It promises like up to 5,000 nits of brightness. So, and then the speakers, they are supposedly four. There's one, two, three, four. There's four speakers on them. At the same time, you're able to change the image quality, like like you could do like on Samsung phones, for example, natural, vivid. So you're able to adjust things in those too. So there's a lot of like selling point of them. At the same time, you could enable whisper quiet mode for the speakers, so that if you're sitting, let's say, on a bus, on a train, in an airplane, and you don't want other people to hear what you're watching or listening to, that's what the whisper mode is. And then a 60 hertz and 120 hertz refresh. That also you're able to adjust. But the selling point kind of was the speakers. And at the same time, 200 plus inches display. It's just like all the videos that I watched were so positive, and it was really hard to believe that a product could be that good. And it's not. It's not good at all. In reality, it's really bad. First of all, I bought it, and I think same day I clicked on return, and I've tried. I've even after I clicked return, I still have time to return. I think it's like because of the holiday season right now, I have all the way up until January to return, but I'm not gonna wait that long because these gotta go. So the speakers, they're not that loud. They are louder than this, but they're not that loud. Like, for example, I would turn on Netflix movie using an iPhone, and I was still kind of wishing to increase the volume sound. Now, I don't have issues with hearing at all. I mean, I work in the medical field and I use my stethoscopes all the time. I have no issues with the hearing, but these were less than satisfactory with the promised sound that they're supposed to deliver. But that's not even the worst part about these headphones. The worst part is, so there's, first, let's start this. there is so much light reflection. So when using, for example, these, there is this guarding over here, kind of eliminates of light hitting into the lenses. So I'm not being annoyed when I'm watching something and there's a light reflection. These are the different case. Here, all this light is hitting and it becomes so annoying when trying to watch something. Very annoying. Now, at least for example here, I can remove these guards, and I could see through it. I could still watch something, I could see through it, and that's a plus to this. At the same time, I'm able to adjust here. For example, if you're wearing glasses and you need to adjust to perfect the vision, I have perfect vision, so I don't really need to play around with this. But these, as they are, there's no adjustment. There is a sensor over here that turns them off as soon as you remove them, but not much adjustment on here as much as, for example, these offer. So if you're wearing glasses, I don't think this would be like, you will have to. And I think that's the reason why these come with like inserts of glasses. So that's an additional cost. Also, they are cheaper than Viture Pro XR. And I was also able to get, I think it was $50 or $40 off on Amazon. So a lot of things were pretty questionable, but again, I trusted the process because the reviews were very positive, and I was like, you know what, let me just trust it, let me order it. You know, they're supposed to be very bright displays. People saying like, oh, you don't need those guards, they're so bright that you could be sitting in a park in a bright sunny day, and there's going to be no issue seeing things. First of all, I sat in the room with my lights being at 50%, and the reflection of light over here was unbearable. I literally wished that these had the guards. Second thing is, yes, the display is bright. That's a plus. The quality of those displays, it's like the picture is very nice, but only on the left side. I don't understand why these on the right side is completely blurry. The right side is blurred. Now, if I have them on and if I tilt them this way, now this is no longer blurry. But if I have them as they're supposed to be on my face, sitting like this side is completely blurry. The right side is blurry. So if I tilt them manually, if I tilt them like this on my face, then I'm able to see this side, but now the edges on the left side are blurry. And it doesn't matter what I've tried, they're blurry. I even tried not using the phone. I tried connecting Roku Station. Believe it or not, it does work. And you don't have to use the USB-C cable that comes with these, because I'm able to use the USB-C cable from Roku. Here it is. That's from Roku. It works. You see the R? It works. You just plug it in, which is on the right side, versus Roku is on the right. Is not here. It's on the left side. USB-C. See, one thing that I don't like about Viture is that proprietary attachment. Here, USB-C, you could just plug it in. It's cheap to replace versus needing to buy adapters and stuff like that. I don't want to use, I just want the plug-in one. That was a selling point for me to go with this versus trying out Viture. I'm still looking into Viture. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Pro XR, but I'm waiting for better deals because there's also too many positive reviews. So you could plug it in using the cable from Roku, and you could use it. So for example, let me plug it in. Let me open this first. And you could see it right there. As soon as you plug it in, again, it's plugged in right now to Rayneo. There you go. It's plugged in. And let me just bring it up. I'm going to do my best to show. If I could show it though. Let me see. Okay. And you can't see it because of the sensor. So let me block the sensor. Okay. There you go. So you could see, where is this one? Is this on? Now it makes sense why people use tape. Okay, here we go. So this is that one. There you go. And then, I don't know why this one's not showing up. There you go. And then this is on that side. That's the worst part about these glasses. You can't really show them off. I think X-Real had a recording option, but then again, it shows recording from on the inside. It's not really giving a true experience. Now, let me show you another funny something that a lot of people actually don't know. Like, Virtual is advertising a Spacewalker app, which is right here. It works. See, Virtual? It works with these. Let me see. There you go. They're on. There you go. You can see the Virtual is working. Again, sorry for shaking. But you can see it's there. There you go. All right. So I'm getting disconnected. So it works with Spacewalker. Once you disconnect it, it just says connected. Same thing with these. These work, Rokid work with the Spacewalker app. Now, what about the station? Because you know, they're like advertising the similar product for these, but though the product that they're advertising for Rayneo does support Netflix. So let me turn this on. It's on. Same cable that came for Rokid. Let me plug them in. Okay. Same thing. It's a USB-C. Okay, let me see that they're on. They sure are. Okay. Let me just show it to you. It's starting up. It says Android TV. The one I believe that comes with Rayneo is Google TV. I'm still waiting for this to turn on. So this does have a battery, which is great on the go. But the one that again comes for Rayneo, that one is Google TV. All right, so now it's on. You could see it's on. There you go. So a lot of these products I think are interchangeable. As long as they have like USB-C. In my mind, like you can't really determine, like how are you going to determine that, obviously this comes with this different connection. But if I'm plugging in to, for example, Spacewalker app using a USB-C cable, how is this going to be able to determine that I'm not using Virtual? You know what I mean? So those are all interchangeable. The problem with these is the right side, again, is blurry. Let me disconnect it. That's the biggest negative. I can't watch anything peacefully on it because I can't see on that side. Also, I think the image, the screen that I'm looking at is a little bit way too big. Somehow here, I think these are actually, if I'm not wrong, maybe they're a little bit bigger than these. Let me actually open it up. Give me a sec. So Rayneo. Here we go. Return started. Yes, they're definitely going back. So these offer 201-inch display. Now, let me look into Rokid. Rokid, I believe the display size is bigger on Rokid. So Rokid. Actually, no, it's 160. And 160, wait, no, those are the new ones. So it says 360. Maybe that's a little, no, yes, it is. It's bigger, 215. Because there's two versions. I bought this one, and that's the new one. So I'm sure I bought this one. So this one is 215 with 50 field of view. So these have a bigger image. Bought them a year ago. These have smaller image, but yet again, I can't see all the edges. And then I can't really see on the right side. It's so blurry on the right side. And I'm not the only one. You know, before buying this, I actually did look into the reviews, and there are people who, let me see, I'll show it to you. There are people who complained of similar experience. So I'm not the only one, which kind of makes me really, I don't know why it's 4.3 stars. It's 4.3 stars, literally. So let's see. Worst. Let's see. Here you go. Right side is blurry. Okay. Do I recommend them? No. Why buy them when you could actually buy them even used? I saw Rokid Air Max on eBay going for like $170, I believe. And these I bought over a year ago. I mean, I was hoping that these would deliver much better experience, just because, like I said, the only negative about Rokid Max is that I just, like for example, X-Real, they do look like Ray-Ban glasses. These kind of also have that look. But like Virtual, there's auto dimming, or you could enable dimming. You can make it darker. This is what you get. You know, there was actually a video, a review like, well, you know, who cares about that dimming part? You could just tilt them down and see what you needed to see. If I'm working, for example, if I'm typing something in the computer at work and I want to watch at the same time, I can do. With these, let me take them off. I 100% can. Look at that. You could see through. These, no. I'm not going to take the sticker off, but the reflection is a negative. So this is it. It's not really customizable, like for example with here, with the sharpness, having it see-through. This is it. And they promise to have amazing speakers. They don't. They don't. They're not loud enough. They do sound fuller. That I have to give it to them. There is that extra bass to it comparing to these. But the image quality on these is absolutely amazing. I'm not seeing any edges blurred out. I'm seeing clear image of what I'm looking at. This is 600 nits, which is also kind of confusing with these. They advertise as 600 nits, but then also 5,000 nits. Let me see. Yeah, see, it says 5,000 nits over here. Let me see if I could see the 600 nits. And they're also 120 hertz. So, I know I saw them somewhere here. But the biggest, I think, the advertisement for these was that high fidelity sound, because it's 4 speakers. You know, don't be sold on this four speakers. Yes, they are I think they have more of bass to them. Here, see, it says 2i brightness is 600 max, and here it says peak brightness is 5000. So these are 600. I did not look into the peak brightness, but honestly, these are bright. And with these, since only I'm able to pretty much, if I'm putting them on, and there's like no issue, like the frame is normal. There's, you know, not that one side is more to the left or the right one is more to the right. No, they're sitting on your face appropriately. But somehow, in order for me to see this, I have to pull this more to the right. But then I'm sacrificing more on the left side. The right side is absolutely blurry. You just can't see it. It doesn't matter. Unless, like I said, if I'm sitting like this the entire time on my face, then it's not worth it. These are 400, 50 bucks off, or 40 bucks, whatever I paid. Let's say 350, 360. Overpriced. I mean, nice image on the left side. Not worth it. These are going back. And I wish these weren't blue colored and they looked more like Ray-Ban, less like swimming goggles or whatever the sports type of sunglasses that some bikers like to wear. That's the only basically minus, and the speakers aren't loud enough. But if I do wear like the headphones, which I would still have to wear with those too, so I'm not really, there's not much. I mean, these are actually better than these by a lot. And I'm not even trying, I mean, these are old. Makes me, you know, I'm interested to find out the newer ones, if there is a difference actually between them. But these are definitely older compared to these. I was hoping that the reviews were true. Absolutely, they're not. I do like that you can adjust the angle over here, which I can't on these. I did love that part on X-Reel. You can adjust it, but you kind of have to play around with this, because if it's too high up, then you can't see you're losing the upper portion of the screen. If it's too low, then you're losing the lower portion. So you kind of have to play with these in order to perfect it, in order to be able to see the image. And again, with X-Reels, the ones that I bought, and they're the older ones, I haven't looked into the newer ones. There was a lot of negatives to those. I am happy with these ones. I just wish the sound was better. And again, they look more like Ray-Bans, for the reason being, if I'm using them at work, these will definitely stand out. That's the only thing, like, but I was hoping these, because these do look like sunglasses, these probably would not stand out, because, you know, some people wear black frames, they look like Ray-Bans, but they're actually prescription glasses. So I was trying to get away with using something like this at work, and people not realizing that I'm actually doing more than work. But these do stand out, and that's my personal thing. The look of it is my personal thing. Otherwise, I don't think it's a big deal. They look fine the way they are. But the functionality of these is so much better than these. And even though these are the newest on the market versus to these are still so much better than these. Now, I do want to get Virtual Pro XR. I'm just waiting for better deals coming, because right now I think it's like $500, $499 minus 90. So I'm definitely looking to get them for a better deal, and since the holidays are upcoming, that's the only reason I'm waiting. But then again, the reviews on like Vitra XR Pro XR, less positive than these, I just think, I don't know if they were sponsored. I mean, a lot of them actually did say that they got them for free, but the opinions are their own, and Rayneo has nothing to say about them. But if you start watching all those reviews, they all mention the same thing, which makes me think that all those reviews that they're reading like they were scripted. I think they were scripted because they're all mention the same thing. The 201, the Sony lenses, the OLED, the quad speaker, same thing. And all the negatives, they're kind of like, well, like I said earlier, yeah, it doesn't have the auto dimming, the dimming display, and you get what you get. You could just, tilt it down and you'll be able to see it. Like they're kind of covering it up. So I don't truly believe that they were honest opinions. Mine is because I did try it. I bought this with my own money, so I'm free to say whatever I want. And like I said, these Rokid Max, it says right here, um, Rokid Max, still better. I mean, I will try Vitcher probably this month. So stay tuned for that one. I am looking, like I said, I'm looking for the deals daily, hoping that I'm able to get something that makes more sense. The case is nice. I think the case for Rayneo is much nicer than Rokid because it's in Rokid, like for example, I really have to shove this in there because there's that piece over there. So you kind of like forced to put it in like these. Sorry for the, let me move this out of the way. So there's that plastic piece here. That's an extra nose piece. Honestly, because of these, I ended up buying Vision Pro, just because of these. But that's basically it. Like, if I want to carry this on the go, the accessories, there's not much space on it. Like, Rokid needs to get back to the drawing board with these. But these, you have that extra space over here to put extra accessories. At the same time, you put glasses here, and then you have that extra space on top of here. And it doesn't really take that much of the space. Slightly bigger, but it makes sense. At least everything is protected. But I wouldn't be buying, XR glasses based on the case. So, just to sum it up, right side is very blurry. It's too big. 201, I think it's too big. I don't know why, because these Rokids, they're 215 versus 201, and somehow I don't have the same issue with a bigger display on Rokid. So, and like I said, I'm not the only one. I've read some people have the same outcome where one side is, I think a lot of actually people, the negative reviews, they did say that the edges are blurry, which I think they're not supposed to, based on the advertisement, things like that. And at the same time, like getting to these, it says like, oh, if you want to take full advantage, then you have to buy their TV box that they're selling additionally for this, which is I think like $180. So if you're spending without any deals, $400 plus $180 for that additional box. Now you're looking at close to $600 with taxes and stuff. Yeah, the TV box does come with the battery as much as these, but they're not that long of a battery usage that you get from them. It's not like you get 10 hours. You get a couple of hours, few hours, depending on the usage with, like for example, these one based on my testing. So you're kind of forced to buy extra. At the same time, like if you want to be able to charge things at the same time and watch it at the same time, then you need to buy adapters. It's like, yeah, you can just use, for example, not these specifically, but XR glasses with the phone. And honestly, it works great with iPhone. Like I don't need to keep my iPhone screen on. I could just, let's say, turn on Netflix movie and just turn the display, I turn the phone, display off, and I'm still able to watch things with no issues. Like these have come so far because that was not the case when I first got them, which is amazing. You can literally just plug them in with USB-C and just, like turn the display off and that's it. And just watch whatever you need to watch. And they're so light in the face. Not these. These are going back. I'm just saying XR. If you guys are looking into XR, try them out. I kind of stick with these because I have very good experience with them. I wish I could show you. Unfortunately, even if I use the action cameras like a lot of the reviewers do, it's just not going to be the same experience as you trying it on. But luckily there are return periods. If you don't like it, just return it. That's it. I don't want to continue rambling. I do not recommend these. Don't trust all the positive reviews. You can still watch them, but just look for the similarities. All those positive reviews touch on the same thing. I'm telling you, they touch on the same thing. And it kind of feels like even though you're watching different reviewer, it's the same thing that they're talking about it. So it makes you feel like they're reading from the script that probably came from Rayneo, and that's my guess. I don't want to put assumptions out there, but they're touching on the same things. Unfortunately, I was that individual who fell for this trap, but now I have to waste time and return them. And now that, Amazon has this policy where you get money within 30 days versus like before, as soon as they get them, you get the money right away. But it is what it is. Okay? Thanks for watching. Again, these are Rayneo Air 2S. Okay? As I'm finishing this video, I do feel sad that these did not end up being true to its advertised promises, because I would have loved having this louder speaker. Yes, they are a little bit louder, they are fuller, but they're not something to be bragging about. And the 5000 nits brightness, Sony lenses, like all of these, like a lot of things in here just scream like it should be amazing, but unfortunately not. These are not as, like I said, they are bright too. Just I wish the speakers, that's the only thing I wish these had different, the speakers, and they didn't look blue and look more like Ray-Bans. That's basically it. I would have returned them sooner, but I did want to record a video. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, I did test this out with, like I said, Spacewalker and other things. I plugged them into, like I have a lot of tech. I plugged them in. I tested them. Same issue with everything that I tested. And I'm not the only one that is, again, has that issue. So it doesn't feel like it's actually like a lemon, for example, like this is a faulty product. Even if, let's say, this side was not completely blurry, it just does not fit right. It's too big. That 201 in these just seems too big. You're not, like, I'm not getting a full view of 201. Still, the edges look blurry on both sides if you're trying to picture, like, perfectly align this 201 in these. I wish there was a way for these XR glasses for us to be able to change the angle or change the width, the length of the display that we're looking at. That would be a plus. I know you can with some of these. I wasn't able to do it with the Rokid one, but from what I was reading, some of them do allow you to change things like that. But I'm just not willing to spend more money and to get even more disappointment from these, because then these are going in the territory of being overly priced. And again, I'm still not able to adjust anything here, and this is just basically it. I'm not even gonna remove the stickers, because if you look at it, look how shiny they are. Like whatever the exposed plastic is shiny. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Again, if you have comments or you want to share something, please post below.